Today's video is a review for an underrated Hong Kong film starring Kent Cheng, directed by Kent Cheng. It's called Mr. Smart. Underrated. It's like a comedy drama with some drama elements, but probably mainly a comedy. I first saw this movie back when I was in college. It was on a channel that was uploading a bunch of Hong Kong films to YouTube. And this is where I also saw a bunch of other ones like Lady in Black with Bridgewater and Bullet for Hire with Jackie Chung and Simon Yam, and a bunch of other movies. But I finally was able to find this on eBay, and this is very hard to find. I ordered a copy like 10 years ago for a friend of mine. I ordered it from Yes Asia, and I didn't get myself a copy, and eventually found one here sealed. So I just broke the seal basically to watch it a few days back, and it's on the Legendary Collection line from Joy Sales. You can see it also stars Rosamund Kwan. She's not one of the main characters, but Kent Cheng and Ricky Lau and a few other characters that you'd recognize from other movies. And I'm not sure if this was a big hit or what, but I always liked it, and I hadn't seen it in a while, honestly, since that YouTube page. Probably close to 10 years, well, over 10 years ago, because then I bought myself a copy when I had access. Well, I bought it for someone else and eventually got myself a copy. But Mr. Smart, and this is Legendary Collection. Always, well, quite often they would do like a flip reverse on the other side of the case during a scene where he's doing like a dressed up as a clown for something. But I do like this case, and this isn't really in the movie. He is, like, three guys are, but I don't think that this is more of a production photo that was used. But you know, it's about a guy that is away. He's like he works on a ship, a seaman, I guess, and he's been gone for years, and finally arrives home, and he meets with his sister and his mom, and you know, they've struggled with finances and things, and he was away making money to you know, help the family, and he comes home, and then, you know, they try to turn their lives around a little more when he's back home, and there's a series of things that are happening. It is comedy, but there's a lot of drama elements to it, and so, but overall I like the movie, and it's definitely worth a watch. Now, again, it's very rare. I don't think I can find. I've recently looked this up, and I don't see it on eBay. I do that sometimes just out of curiosity to see how available something is, even if I already have it. But I don't see another copy of this, and I lucked out with this one. And the fact that it was sealed, again, I've got some of these from some sellers that were taking care of their stuff, so they were able to sell me something that was sealed, which is good. There's the disc. I always liked Legendary Collection does this, where they color code everything. Some movies will have a multitude of colors. You'll have red, green, purple, pink, orange, yellow, blue. But I don't know. I have a lot of these Legendary Collection DVDs, and from Joy Sales. This was kind of like an era of DVD for Hong Kong, and they'd import them here in the US. But this was like a run. I don't know how many movies, even a lot of rare ones that were on this line that were released on this line, where some of those were only ever put out on this release, the Legendary Collection releases. And you can find pictures of some stuff on online, but trying to find a physical copy to purchase is sometimes you can't. So to be able to find this, and even Lady in Black, I know there's a version of that from Legendary Collection. I have the Deltamac DVD, but there is one on eBay for, I think it's under $100, but it's still pricey, from the Legendary Collection. And I think there's a bootleg Blu-ray now, because I checked after I did my review, and lo and behold, it popped up. So, and I have got some bootleg discs before for some stuff, some concerts and things, but and the ones I've watched, the quality's okay. I mean, everything sounds good and clean, no glitches, so it's like a high quality bootleg, but it is available. And a lot of that stuff is the stuff that's not available really at all on DVD or anything now that you can't find it. So some of those bootlegs are the only way to actually see it. So here's the hoping that some of these long lost discs, whether they're VCD or DVD, can actually get a Blu-ray from one of those companies that are really doing something for the martial arts or Asian cinema in general fan base like us. So I'd love to see this get remastered. I think a lot of people would actually really like this movie, but it's lost in the shuffle because there's no wide release of it. This was the release. I think there is a Deltamac DVD I've seen photos of, but online, but I've never actually seen a physical version of it, like to sell on eBay or Amazon or anything. But aside from some of these long out of print movies, it's up to those companies to get them up to fans like myself and anyone watching this possibly, or who run the channels like Will over at Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society, and Johnny from The Fanatical Dragon, Caleb's Kung Fu Cinema. He's doing a good job with his videos. And sometimes, and Shaz and Leon, they're great. That's a great channel, Hong Kong Blues. And maybe they've seen a wide variety of these older movies. So I wonder if they've seen this. They probably have, but it's something they'd probably like too. But with that Asian cinema fan base community here on YouTube, I think a lot could happen with us kind of supporting like a push to get certain titles. Now, that's not to say that that's going to happen, but a lot of energetic reviews for some movies or different things like that might help them. I don't know what the process is for finding movies now. Some of the movies that are like from a lesser known company, I don't know who owns the rights to any of these, but those might be harder to find, or to gather the licensing rights to license out a Blu-ray. So I don't know how they work on these things, but if there's any power to be given that they can hand select out of a bunch, and this is one of them, if it's worth it, to me it's worth it. And like I've heard before, they might need to get several in a bundle to get one title that they are actively looking to get the licensing rights to. I'd love to get this, Lady in Black. Bullet for Hire, like I said, I watched that one. That's a pretty fun movie. That does have a Hong Kong Blu-ray. But I'd love to see it get something in with at least a commentary and a trailer and maybe some sort of video essay on something to do with the movie. But even just to get another wider release for the UK and the US would help get these movies seen again. And some of these were left probably in rather bad shape. Some of these, who knows? We don't know the condition of all these. But if there's any push that these companies like 88 Films and Eureka can get any of these titles, Mr. Smart is an underrated film, and I'd love to see a Blu-ray of it. So if possible, that's the way to go to get this. But anyway, it's a great movie. I'm glad I have this DVD. And I recommend anybody that can find it, if you're willing to pay, if you can find it and pay the price for it to purchase it, it's definitely worth it. You can always resell it if you're really not that big of a fan of it, but it's worth it, and I enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it if you watch it. So with that said, thank you for watching my review for Mr. Smart.